Welcome to it. It's that Monday. The Monday after the weekend before. It's a Kaizer Chiefs celebration. But first, let's take it back a little bit. Now, in 1969, there was a young man who in America was known as Boy Boy. Boy Boy alongside three of his friends, Iwit Nene, Rata Mokwatleng, Msomi Koza, and Zero Johnson. In 1969, they are told that they can no longer play for the team they love. This brings many heartaches. But in 1969, they decide that at number 8414 Central Street in Pefeni, they would start a team. And that team would get hordes of fans, and those fans would celebrate Boy Boy, as he was known in America. But in South Africa, he was simply known as Chinchakuluva, Kaizer Mutaung, who would give a young 15-year-old Dr. Khumalo a chance to play and wear the jersey number 15, who would give an unknown South American when he first came to South Africa, a young boy never having won before, and many others. But mostly, his proudest son, Dr. Khumalo, an opportunity to wear the gold and black, lift the trophy of dreams, and this man would take a team founded in 1969 at 8414 Central Street to do this to South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, please, from 1969 till now, never has there been a player like him. Never has there been a celebration like him. That walk from 1969 at 8414 Central Street to 2025, when the winners of the Nedbank Cup would be announced. Kaizer Chiefs and their beloved son, Dr. Khumalo. Come on, come on. The ref, come on, give it to him. Doggy, what a long walk.
Yeah, no. Bayasho bathi it's a long walk to freedom. Then again, they bathumela uMoses bathi akhipha abantwana eGibhita. Wabuya from Tunisia wathi angizosebenza kanjalo Dr. Mtaung. Impela wakwenza lokho.
What does this mean though, Doctor? 10 years later. 10 years, one day in fact.
This means until the loving supporters, the Kaizer Chiefs, and those who are the fans, bathole into bebayimele kudala. Bakhululekile enhlizweni. Chairman uhappy la khona. And some of the players, they've made history because for the first time they lift a trophy. And I must say, Moses Nabi. And I must say, I did allude to the fact that Magafika must do young Africans, Tanzania. I said, I'm not saying Nabi is going to be a Messiah, but he's going to win one trophy. And that was in a friendly game in Bloemfontein. If you don't believe me, like my social media, then you'll see what ngathini. And then
only 4 players.
Representa Naturena, Pagapaga, my supporter.
You're representing history from 1969.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, there you have it. Coach, he speaks about only a few players had won anything. It's 4 players, in fact. Dove won the MTN with Cape Town City. Sereno has won everything with Sundowns. Quinica, PSL, he was there 2014-15. And Ranga, remember, he won the Nedbank when he was still out at Barocco. Those are the only 4 players in this Chiefs team that had tasted glory before.
And right now, the ones that have tasted glory right now, they'll be able to sing Ngangida. And a heartwarming video for me was of Uvilagaz. Magabonu Matashai, Ubegai Pegafonin, I say Egypt, that's you, Ukoril, when they won, and you could see the joy in that young man's face. Guti Beng Angi Komara, because he did it.
Well, unfortunately, I have to have a bit of a spoiler alert here as we welcome you all to Soccer Zones. Getting into Viangena sangabulisa ngibulisa nonke emakhaya kwindawo ngendawo kakhulukazi ke amakhosi neneme njabulile nerandi liyabonisa lithi hayi cha mangehle ngizehlise ngiyithobe ngoba umsebenzi usuwenziwe. Kodwa ke we must speak about the things that came from the game, the complaints, was it not? Was it supposed to be a penalty? Was it supposed to be a red card? And only to do that, one person in South Africa gives an answer. And it's the one person all of South Africa waits for on a Monday night. It's the principal.
I did not know that when they won the cup in 2014, I was the referee, he was the assistant coach. I did not know, I just saw when they say 2014. But they won the cup. We're going to tell you whether they won correctly or not in terms of the loss. Was this a penalty or not? Don't go away, Tamalaka Soccer Zone. Ngiyabuye thi ngiyochecka nyana ku FIFA ukuthi ithini yavuma ayivumi esilo sakho saseka or not. Ngiyabuya
Well, you can wait for it because it'll be live, it'll be broadcast, it'll be fair, it'll be exactly what you ordered him for doing. We'll take a look at those moments from the weekend, from the final, and the ref will tell you whether the decisions were correctly made or so. Police station or all I need to do is send you to the news making headlines, because if there's Nabi, Ribeiro, and Rulani, for that, I need to send you over to the Super Journal Uchakunia.
Now, Andile, we're going to spend a bit of time talking about coaches' movements. Let's start with crucial news. Tsetsuanko Orlando Pirates, Jose Ribeiro, we know that he was going to leave at the end of the season. But, well, I'm not surprised. Check this interview that I had with him, touchline, after Kaizerchiefs beat Orlando Pirates to win the Nedbank Cup.
There's a lot still to play for you. But the last dance, the last cup final...
No, there's no last dance. Yeah. There's game after game. We have a game on Tuesday and we have to win.
No, he was clear that there's no last dance. He's now being linked with Al Ahly. Reports saying he will land in Cairo this week to continue negotiations. We'll watch that closely. But Coach Ludu, your thoughts on Coach Ribeiro leaving Pirates possibly to go to Egypt?
I think really this is the only coach that made me lose my wig on the show, because that's how great he was. I mean, coming to Orlando Pirates, playing 6 finals and winning 5 of those, the number of youngsters that he has promoted, and the confidence that he has brought into the Orlando Pirates team, really Al Ahly will be getting a proper coach. Isivi yakhe ilungisegile naye Pirates njengoba let's hope ukuthi le uzoqhubeka win ngoba le uyazi mawungawini bakufaka amavili masinyana.
Ne ba itse CV ya hae la pile se khotse jwale CV. Empa let me tell you who's staying at Orlando Pirates. It's Evidence Makgopa. He's now been in discussions, successful discussions, Orlando Pirates around signing a new contract beyond the current season. Evidence Makgopa, who scored that equalizer in the Nedbank Cup Soweto Derby final, will be staying with Orlando Pirates. We'll give you more information as we build up to the transfer window around player movements, particularly at Orlando Pirates as well. Now let's move on to our next story. Speaking of Soweto Giants, Siyathemba Sithebe had signed for Kaizerchiefs, left on a free to move to Richards Bay. Didn't last long, Ubapetsefela, around 6 months. He was involved in a dispute now with the club. He's now, I'm told in good authority, that he's now gone to the dispute resolution chamber. He's owed equivalent of more than a year's worth of a contract, because he's claiming that Richards Bay were in breach of this particular contract. We'll keep a close watch on that as well. Brendan Peterson, I caught up with him after being one of the heroes for Kaizerchiefs, and we asked him specifically about the character that it took for himself coming back into the lineup, as well as Yusuf Mat, the skipper who scored the winning goal. Here's a conversation with the goalkeeper.
Playing for Chiefs and you don't perform, you always going to be under pressure, under scrutiny. And I think what was important today was for us as a team to come together, because today was different. Today was special, and there was no other day than today, And I think to go out with that mentality, I think we've tried to instill that this whole week, that there's no regrets. No what ifs, no I should have, I could have, I would have. It's just go out and leave everything on the park. And for me, I'm very happy for him, you know, because like you said, he's been under a lot of pressure, but it shows you the character, it shows you the experience, you know. And it's moments like this when it counts, you know, and he showed up today like everyone else, you know. All my teammates, they did a great job today.
Now, Legend, do you agree Yusuf Maat showed character after criticism over the last couple of weeks as well, including Brendan Peterson himself?
I think the entire team showed character, and they come to the picture, to the show, because, like he says, playing for kaizerchiefs, whether is it friendly or whatsoever, there is a pressure. And there's sometimes players need to understand there's a battle that you will never able to win it when it comes to supporters. Whether they give you positive criticism or negative, the only thing that you can do is just to work hard. Let your results be your mouth.
Thank you, Legend. From Naturena, we go back to Morocco, where Coach Rulani, I have the latest on what is happening there. He was spotted in Casablanca to watch the Botola Pro League as Wydad Casablanca play their final game of the season. Now, here are the facts. I have it on good authority from a good source about what is going to transpire in the next few days regarding Coach Rulani Mokwena's future. He was there to hold talks to finalize what now seems to be a mutual termination. But remember, SABCsport.com, we broke that story that the coach had not been paid for 8 months. Now, I can confirm that there is still quite a chunk of that money owed to the coach. And only once that's settled and money is owed, agreed, the coach can now move to his next destination and put pen to paper on a new contract. But that story will follow it closely on SABCsport.com in the next coming weeks. Could Coach Rulani be coming back home? That's a big story in the next coming weeks.
Coming back home?
Coming back home.
To go away?
There's a vacancy at Pirates. If you know the PSL, how it works, there could be a vacancy all around. So he might not be short of possible suitors, but I'm told that he still wants to stay up there in the north somewhere.
All right, that's Mosala Molefe, of course, giving you all things news. You can go to sabcsport.com for the latest. Right now, though, let's go to the players that did it most. I think I know who's going to be winning the MVP before it even starts. Here it is. It's your most valuable player from the weekend.
Captain Wamakosu Uti, I've played 3 matches out of 5 and I scored the most important goal that lets us lift the trophy. That is Yusuf Maat. And you look at Upengu Uti Nshayintu Zuzu lang Shayishompo Eshangenen.
No Yusuf Maat.
No Yusuf Maat. And now Mayema, the 29-year-old, he comes through and he says, I might not be playing at Sundowns as much, but for Ibafana Bafana, I'll come through and show up, and he does that in style.
Well, there they are. I don't know. I don't know if it's even going to be a competition or a fair one today, but there they are. Which one are you going with? Is it Nel Mayema, who does it for South Africa as the captain? He's done well in that role whenever Chan does, or that team, I'm up in it plus 2 play. Yusuf Maat, and of course, Sikpetege no playing. Vote for your MVP of the week using all of these social media outlets that the SABC have. Hey, Nambuzo, kaizerchiefs have had the high of winning the Nedbank Cup and a potential low of missing out in the top 8. What is missing from this squad ahead of next season? Dogi, normally I don't ask, but do you have an answer? Or right now you're celebrating?
No, such a busy. Let's just man. Just give us maybe another week, we'll discuss.
Hey, happy Workers Month from the sport founded by the workers. It is football's first love to support the workers. So to you and yours, happy Workers Month. Now Mayema captained Team South Africa, of course, over the Chan, as they made sure that they need to qualify for the next couple of rounds. Mali was their point of departure here.
Yeah, they needed to make sure that the defeats that they suffered in Malawi, they need to turn the tables around. And this is how Victor Litwalo also comes through, and he steals it there and says, or and he does that in style at Loftus Versfeld.
And it's always the case, this is his DNA. We are trying to move away from a defender. If you can look at the defending, and then his experience is unbelievable. Now was 20 baller, the first goal of South Africa.
Uneo Maema Uti, I know this field very well, and he scores his goal to take Bafana Bafana to the Chen competition that takes place in August. So this tournament is going to be important for us to go there and add the squad to Bafana Bafana.
Well, that was, of course, us beating Malawi there. But the tournament, as you would know, out in Tanzania and Uganda and Kenya between the 2nd and the 30th of August in 2025. 19 teams to do so. 2024 African Nations Championship. When we come back, the Nedbank Cup final got underway out in Durban. It was the derby. It was Orlando Pirates. It was Kaizer Chiefs. It was a big one. But firstly, there were games in the Betway too.
Pirates starts with it effectively, winning 2-1. Akhalila ma-ambulance asethembisa athi tito 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 maswanganyi kwaziwa ngaye Moses Mabhida Stadium lingenile qala ibhakabhaka efikile umfana wasevutha uKabelo Shenko Dlamini, but it took Abafana Bastende just 7 minutes to respond, and Sianda Mthandi connected with Williamson Ndwandwe beautifully inside the box. Game on. But the Buccaneers would have the last laugh. Dlamini once again with a secondary assist, this time to Mbegazeli Mbogazi, and the sniper Tsegofatso Mabasa was on hand to do the rest. 2-1, it finished. Yes, isemnyango nje manje, the record extending 8th league title in a row for Mamelodi Sundowns inched even closer following their convincing 3-0 victory over Chippa United.
Bushman uchakule fana marikoza malucha kule tormala gabriel patelo mona lang namoda waje fana sale sale subshe chakora mandao uzana karade tiro kule kabankoti one Sundowns lefela Chippa United arabona kule botsa ka pasana Sundowns ya bapalela isale bokotsi Jeperi Sundowns lefela Chippa United Rete na mutsunga masibentaro hlano karolo ke bedia papari isale Jeperi Sundowns lefela tsapasana badira phosho Chippa United Sundowns ba tshagole maseko
Mamelodi Sundowns are only 1 point away from clinching the record-extending 8th league title in a row and close business. Lokhu bakwenzeka lula njengamagoli amathathu eqandeni ngenkathi badlala neStellenbosch FC izolo.
Ana le Ribeiro Coast o tshwantse gore ba tshubelele morembola. Bana ba koba! And the Bluetooth device is connected. And do what I shall have Titus will come and challenge Cotswill. Cotswill by Farmer Sandawana. Or I come Reynolds. Reynolds over a child, Nadia Mariberibe. Ribeiro Costa Watipa. And the Bluetooth device is connected. Baramasana Waraka Yellow, Bacabella Mutaka Remola, Lagi Maribongwe, Wake by the Telecleo, Bawa Tignalo to Comara, Fella and Telemo today. Bonasal Sokova. Evita deflection with Regayare. And the Bluetooth device is connected.
Well, here are the results from midweek in the Betway Premiership. Golden Arrows and Orlando Pirates. I was at this game, in fact. Great game. This 2-1 is how it ended. Golden Arrows with all the opportunities, but they couldn't seal the deal. Wednesday, Sunday, Tuesday was regular business, really, from the top two in the league. We now know what's happened at the bottom with Cape Town City in 26 matches played and only 23 points gained. Kaizer Chiefs remain in 9th position. It's the top half that we're going to look at, Dogi.
Yeah.
With Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, Stellenbosch, and Sekhukhune are fighting for the top 2 and 3 positions.
Yeah, well, we need to look at Sekhukhune. Slowly but surely, Tinkla is just knocking good Nyaksusa Lapagu second position Pirates. And again, don't forget Stellenbosch. They're doing very well. And then, not as surprising for me to see Amazulu at number 6. Arthur has been doing a fantastic job there.
You look at that Mamelodi Sundowns page. The one thing that sticks out there, 60 goals in 26 matches. Unbelievable.
And all of this comes at a point where 4 of their players are in the top 10 goal scorers in the PSL right now. You know, Abo Reynas, Abo Ribeiro, Sales, all of those players, Abo Shalulile, they are scoring goals. Nama assist to Akona, they contributed. And look at the number of goals that they've conceded. Only 13. You know, so that shows you this is a team that is ready to break barriers every time.
Look at the difference. Orlando Pirates is the second highest scoring team.
Yeah.
Alongside with Skun. 36 is what they've scored. Sundowns have scored 60, Doggy.
Yeah, but we can't compare the personnel or character. And there's something that Sundowns are used to, playing in and out of CAF.
Doggy Peg.
Yeah, I can
4,
see.
3, 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 3. They have not scored less than 3 goals in each of the last 12 matches. They scored 3 or 4.
Yeah, the character, the players that they possess, I mean, they are capable of doing this. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, this is a record for them.
Yeah.
60 goals.
A record
And
for the league.
For the league also. So, I mean, Sundowns is still going to surprise us because player acquisition is proper.
Well, I mean, this is a team that Coach Kadosume figured out Safani. He cannot pick up from where Rulani had left.
Yeah.
He's broken Rulani's records as well.
And also the biggest thing that they've done, they're able to play against low block teams and they're scoring goals against those teams. Absolutely. So he came and improved elements that were difficult for a team that plays shoeshine and piano. And he used most of the players that are also expensive for them. So for me, this is a team that really knows what they are doing, because look at Ribeiro, Imalabai Kokile from Belgium coming through. Look at the number of goals that he has scored. Ikram has not played all the matches, but look at what he's done. He's only played 24 matches, you know. So look at the number of goals that he has scored. Even a player Angadali all the time, they score goals.
4 are in the top 10 of leading goal scorers there, as you can see. Martur Salas, as well as Peter Shalulile, adding to Lucas Ribeiro and Ikram Reyners. And to add to that, Ikram Reyners, most of his goals coming from the assistance of Lucas Ribeiro Costa, including this past weekend. It must be hard. Go 14, go 13, but I'm still supplying you. It can't be an easy thing.
No. At the end of the day, I mean, we're not going to win as individuals, but we win collectively. So I think it's good to see that Sundowns players, they have a professional mentality, because Okoragwa Ribeiro, it's going to help the club, not only him.
Well, we're done with the Betway. Now the moment that Dr. Kumalo has been waiting for. We need to move to the 14th victory of the FA Cup, known as the Nedbank Cup, here in South Africa, for a team that did it after 10 years and 1 day. The last time they did it, the referee was Victor Hlungwane. Sitting on the bench as an assistant coach was Dr. Kumalo at the Moses Mapita Stadium. They did it again.
The fireworks are going off, the pyrotechnics going on at the Moses Mabhida Stadium before we have kickoff in what should be a pulsating Soweto derby. Jose Rivero's final Soweto derby.
Ikereke dia khaogana masika khaogana ba dipotse pedi tse di kopana ka gale setlhopha sa Orlando Pirates ezimnyama sa ka makebula ga mmogo le setlhopha sa Kaizer Chiefs, the Perfect Club boys.
Pulimori is a rapid player. Duba Mori goes down in the box. The penalty is given. Oh, what a start to the Nedbank Cup final. Standing between Chiefs, standing between Sereno and an opener in this Nedbank Cup final is one man only, Sipho Chain. But here goes Sereno! Fires Zambakosi into the lead.
Dion ke bangwa go tswang ka kgileo Dion a ba robela kwa koteng e kgakala tula ka tlhogo It is evident that evidence Makhupa ga ba tle go bona Kaizer Chiefs.
It's given away. 3v3 here for Kaizer Chiefs. 2, Nduduzi, Shabalala, Ashley Dupree, onside. The attack has lost its sting, but a good form now! Yo! Yusuf Mott! with a captain's goal, with a heaven-sent goal. The sleeping giants have come alive.
Chiefs, you want to put on the show, man. Hopola Sijana, Basibona Monetatina Kumpieno, Yabila, Moses Mabida, Kaiser Chiefs, Kiritsimeha.
Well, there it is. It's, as you can see, the celebrations galore. Kaiser Chiefs, only 4 players in this team had lifted a trophy before. Right now, though, the entire team celebrates together. Coach Nabi celebrates with them. Kaiser Jr., his first trophy in the position that he's in. It's a new Chiefs. It's a new victory. Doctor?
Yep.
What do you contribute? Because you got to give it to them. They beat Stellenbosch, they beat Sundowns, they beat Orlando Pirates. So
yeah,
they deserve it. It's like, see chance, like, see
definitely, yeah.
But how do you contribute the winning of Kaiser Chiefs? By winning,
I think firstly we need to acknowledge the supporters. Every time the supporters were, or it's either they're getting happy once in a month or twice, and then it's loss. But they kept on going and supporting the boys. And with the patience from the chairman himself, Dr. Kaiser Mtaung, he has never uttered a word, he's never said, but he has been behind the boys and the technical team. Hard work at Village from Kaiser Jr., Bobby, Jessica, the technical team from the players. You know, they've been trying to get it right, and they couldn't. But when I look at Nedbank, and especially after the Stellenbosch, this was their very key element. The subs, if you look at the 2 games that they've played, this young man, Shabalala and Dupris. And then again, you look at, now he's putting in these guys, but Lilepo, who's one of the best players, but but then these are the players as Tiki Lelapana Andile. They are the only ones who survived.
Only 5 players.
Only 5.
All 3
games
started.
So these are the only one. Nabi, probably in the PSL, he's the only coach that didn't have the entire squad fit throughout the year. Every game, there's a new face. And with that said, I mean, you can even tell Uguti, I mean, Castillo just came back. Sereno, red-carded. Miguel, suspension. Tove, injuries. So Nabi, he didn't have the boys at disposal. But the final, he had 99% of them. And probably this is when Coach Wam was Australia with Tibayan.
Coach, you take a look at this. 5 players only. Dove, you've got Kele, Modi, you've got Lilepo and Sereno, the only ones that started every one of these games. One might say it's an inconsistent in the way that Chiefs have set up, but one might say, hey, they won the entire trophy, so does it even matter?
And out of the 5, Modi has scored the 4 goals, Sereno has scored 2 goals, and the others also have scored, like Miguel has scored 3 goals. So in the 14 goals that they've scored. And sizokuqhaqhelana sikubonisa ukuthi kungani sikhuluma ngokuthi iKaizer Chiefs, really they deserved this cup, because out of the 5 matches that they've played, they've scored 14 and only conceded 3. And those 3, let's show you ukuthi kukuphi la bekubaluleke kakhulu for bona ukuthi bazibonakalise ukuthi bayiKaizer Chiefs ekwazi ukudlala. This is a game that they played against Stellenbosch. Already they were ready to defend set pieces. This is training ground stuff that they were doing and showing up ukuthi all 10 will come back and defend. Sine mote hamba imote Tshontshiimali ezoqhubeka ihambe in transition. The defender from Stellenbosch does not clear his lines. Obrigado continues and says, Engilang is a contributor, and look at what he does. He runs, and also Dubai still coming, Dupri still coming behind to help him. This is how Chiefs scores. Now the next match we show you is when Duba comes through and says, we are playing against the Sundowns team that says we are structured, we know how to play. They let them build up at the back, but already you can see with the 4 that are defending the Gutiba pressure high. And the Chiefs, what they did good in this semi-final, they were not hunting alone. They were going in pairs. Usirino Lapana Simveza Ngama Era Tugut, he's ready to go and defend either way, Laipolo Hambakon. They never defend ngama singles, but they always go in pairs. Now, this moment, you see Chiefs is ready to defend their passing lanes. Bao Valila ma passing lane, a pass goes through, but still, 8 of the players of Chiefs get behind the ball because baboni ukuthi mangabe ngeke defend sizoba nenking. The 8 that are there force this pass back, and this pass back falls into the trap of what Kaizer Chiefs was playing. Nguthi siyamazi Suarez uthanda ukubheka phansi. He doesn't play the long ball. Duba is ready there. Athi nizosho ukuthi ngasho nazoke. He gets that ball and quickly he goes and he scores. He doesn't think back. He doesn't look back. This is why he was important for them to be in the final. Now we take you to the last goal. This is a spectacular goal that Chiefs scores. Again, look at the 4 that are pressing there. Bayaz Gutumbogas is going to play the long ball, and even the defenders that are there, they are ready to defend for the long ball that must come behind. Now, at this moment, the transition is important for Chiefs. They are going forward, play forward, run forward, think forward, go forward. At this moment, you're thinking Ushabalala has lost possession, but he hasn't lost possession because look at the Pirates players that are there that are supposed to be defending. Bonke bapegi polo, bapegi movie. Age koti kona bazongena in the box. This is what Chiefs took advantage of. Umat says, I'll score the only goal, the important goal for us to lift the trophy. Congratulations to Ikosi. That's why Utogi Ashayin Tanja.
Let me play a bit of the devil's advocate here.
Right.
Orlando Pirates, for the first time in a long time. Remember, they made it to the final of the first trophy and they won it, which is the MTN. Then they're coming all the way to the final of the Nedbank. They've played every game in the league. So, there's the league as well. And there's the Champions League that they go to the semi-final of. They've played a total of 47 matches this year. Did that come across at all? Because that's the other thing that's been said, to say this Orlando Pirates perhaps not as fresh as they used to be.
No, definitely that's the truth. Kunento esingeke si-avoid in football. When we say fatigue kicks in, it does. Now, we can take you back years, maybe 3, 4, 5 years back, and look at Sundowns. Sundowns always miss out in cup finals because of that fatigue. Especially in Nedbank, because traveling, you find that in Dubai for something like 8 hours. That on its own, it takes a toll. I'm a player and they come back here, they still have to go and play the domestic games. And then the last one, the coach cannot overnight change the entire 11. There are those that he needs to keep them in the squad in order for the machine to keep on grinding and grinding. And it was evident, even in the final. Look, we're not criticizing, but we are just analyzing to say, you look at the former Kamfuking vis-a-vis the one Castle PSL League at FNB Stadium. We're looking at different 2 games. And the coach tried during the week near Arrows, change up probably 60% of the players afage abasha, and that on its own it didn't even probably do him good, because somehow you could tell which the legs are no longer there for the Pirates players.
We're going to take a quick break, but Kara Otking Fundi Nitini Nangu Usia Nobo Omapolo Mashiamatle Uti coaching department needs a shake-up. Nabi is not make sure. Wow. He could still make top 8 that Nabi we speak about. They should win important games and never get used to losing matches in a row. That's bad for a big team like Chiefs. Winning mentality should be in their minds now that they're in the top 8 because of the habit of losing. Well, not quite in the top 8 yet. There are still games, though, where they can make sure that they get within the top 8. Let's take a quick break. Remember, we still have the Hollywood, we still have EPL, we still have the Bundesliga as well, so we can celebrate with Harry Kane. And the referee's coming. He's on his way. He's coming up next. Only 4 coaches have won it in the PSL era for Kaizer Chiefs. You have to go back to Mohsin Etegro, Ernst Middendorp, as well, of course, as Coach Stuart Baxter. Before now, Nazruddin Nabi joining those 3 coaches in the Hall of Fame of the APSA, back then as was known, the Bob Save and the Nedbank Cup. The 4 coaches are the only ones to have won it. But Amapagania, I want to know, could this match have ended differently? Amakosata banele a police station no vuli case. But before I figure out, passport good in now my facts. Mr. Ref.
Siyabonga ekhaya. Asiyeni ke Durban kuti Nedbank Cup Pirates Chiefs sibona ukuthi uWandile Duba, does he deserve to stay on the field or not na? Asiyeni ke siyobona lento siyibiza ukuthi violent conduct. Right, violent conduct place when a player uses excessive force or brutality against an opponent when not challenging for the ball. This is violent conduct. Here is not challenging for the ball because the player, the assistant referee Khara Mukwena has raised the flag to stop play. Whistle has been blown. Khara there making sure that he act like an officer and a referee there, ensuring that Wandile Duba does not get, the emotions out of him. But let's see what he has done there. You can see that the whistle has been blown, but this is serious foul play. If the game is in play, it's endangering the safety of an opponent. And then if the ball is out of play, it is violent conduct. Because now you are now doing what we call but what did the referee saw? The referee did not see that. Let's show you what the referee saw for him to give the yellow card. He saw this. This is showing lack of respect for the game. So when you show lack of respect for the game, it's a yellow card with that behavior. So now he saw this, but we'll show you that what the referee did not see, and then the correct sanction for Duba is this. Let's show it to you. Let's show it to you. Let's show it to you. This is violent conduct. The referee did not see this. Now, but no, man. Unfortunately, it was incorrect decision. Let's go to the next one. We see Miguel there.
So hold on. So
yes,
that was incorrect in offering the yellow. It should have been a straight red for that stomping.
For the stamping should have been a straight red.
Okay.
Maybe for the yellow as well, he can even give because he's allowed. Because I mean, he's committed an offense that warrant the yellow. But let's go to Miguel. Miguel, we are bummed. Right, this is what we call SPA, stopping a promising attack. Coaches encourage this, but we don't encourage this. This is what we call taking one for the team, where you hold an opponent. When you hold an opponent, flag goes up. People are expecting a red at home. But let's show you why yellow card was given. We'll show you why yellow card was given. We'll quickly go back and show you that there is what we call cover there. You can see there's Nkwinika there. So Nkwinika there ensure that the four consideration for Dogso, which is distance to goal, direction of play, and the number and location of defenders, they are not successfully completed. Hence, he gave a yellow card for SPA, which is stopping a promising attack. So yellow card, correct decision, because he stopped a promising attack, even though it looks very bad and ugly. But then football says yellow card for SPA. This is called taking one for the team, not taking one for yourself.
Yes.
Right, let's go to the next one. The next one is what we call, there's a penalty appeal for Mufokeng. Referees have been instructed, there's a touch and a pull. So when there's a touch, they say, a touch is not a pulling or it's not holding, and the holding must have an impact. Let's go for it, and you see that there is contact. Yes, we can agree, but referees have been instructed when a touch like this, and when contact is like this, they must not give. This is the instruction from FIFA. The same applies to hand on the face. It's not in the book, but they've been instructed any hand on the face. So the same applies here. There is contact. They are saying it's not enough to make the player fall. So this is the instruction from FIFA. So mofunu agua ungapalela ifab, then bazo change again. Then the last one, we saw a penalty there. There's what you call tripping an opponent. When tripping an opponent happens inside the field of play, a direct free kick will be awarded. When it happened inside the penalty area, a penalty will be awarded. Some say we did not see the contact. The player tripped himself. Nai contact ke. Nai. So this is the contact. This is what the referee saw. That's why he awarded a penalty for tripping an opponent. So correct this in by Masikole Bambisa.
Dr. Zani. Let's take a break.